Yo, X marks the spot. X Mark Williams the spot, it seems, because Rob Pelinka did it again. The Lakers, out of nowhere, have just pulled a starting caliber 7'2" young center out of a hat, and that guy's name is Mark Williams. So let's talk about the trade that just went down. I kind of have to be quiet because my fiance is sleeping in the other room. It's very late. But yes, Rob Pelinka pulled off another insane move at the eve of the NBA trade deadline by trading Dalton Knecht, an unprotected 2031 first round pick, a 2030 pick swap for the Charlotte Hornets 7'2" center, Mark Williams. All right, so let me give my quick raw thoughts on this deal. And as I talk to you guys about my thoughts, I'm going to pull up some graphics so I don't bore you. And also, I'm going to put on my spectacles again because I'm old. And I'm just going to read off of my notes because it's late and I want to get this done quickly and head to bed. But yeah, while I transition and pull up some graphics, if you guys could do me the favor and hit subscribe on this channel, I would greatly appreciate it. I hope you like this ASMR Lakers Legacy nighttime session right now. All right, so let's talk about this deal because, truth be told, if I'm being honest, this was not on my radar at all. Almost as not on my radar as the Luka Doncic deal, namely because I didn't expect Mark Williams to be made available so soon from the Charlotte Hornets end. They had just traded Nick Richards. He was their starting center of the future. He was the former number 15th pick in the 2022 draft from Duke. So yeah, I didn't expect him to be available. But this is the exact type of starting caliber center that the Lakers needed. And he fills a very specific need and hole on this team. I think it's a very bold move by Rob Pelinka. And it was quite a steep price. It cost Knecht, who was essentially a lotto pick this year, an unprotected 2031 first, and a pick swap in 2030. That's a lot for a center whose healthiest season in the NBA thus far is 46 games. But having said that, you have to give Rob Pelinka credit for really swinging for the fences here and not hedging the middle by going and trading for a mid-ish center in the likes of a Jonas Valanciunas, a Clint Capella. No, Rob Pelinka made sure that he got the type of center that he wanted. If he wasn't going to get that center, he was going to go cheap and get someone like Day'Ron Sharpe. But the Charlotte Hornets came to him, the opportunity presented itself, and he executed on the deal. Again, it seems a little rich for an injury-prone center, but you have to give him credit for going all in on Luka Doncic, and you have to give him credit for making sure that he gives Luka Doncic the best chance to win this year, but also moving forward, because Mark Williams is only 23 years old. He's somehow slightly younger than Dalton Knecht. And so, yeah, again, it's a risk because Mark Williams is injury prone. But if he can stay healthy and if he can improve defensively, we'll get to it in a second, this could pay off huge dividends for the Lakers. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty excited by this deal. I'm pretty shell-shocked, to be honest. I'm still trying to process it because this was never in my purview at all again. Now, there are some things that concern me outside of Mark Williams' injury history, and I'll get to his game in a second, but it is kind of interesting to me that Charlotte was the team that came to the Lakers first inquiring about Dalton Knecht and offering up Mark Williams. So it kind of makes you question why Charlotte was so eager to sell high on Mark Williams. But having said that, young explosive centers like this, who were just recent lotto picks, aren't typically made available on the market this soon. So yeah, it's a gamble again, but this is a win now, but also a win later move that Rob was able to pull off with a legitimate starting caliber center as long as he can stay healthy. And he's a center who is on Luka Doncic's timeline, only being 23 years old. All right, with that said, let's talk about Mark Williams, the player. All right, so let's check out Mark Williams' measurables. Mark Williams is a legit 7-foot center without shoes. He is 7'2" with shoes. He weighs 242 pounds and has a 7'6" 6.5 wingspan, nearly 7'7" wingspan. That is insane. He has a 9'9" standing reach. That's 4 inches taller than Walker Kessler and 2 inches taller or 2 inches higher than Victor Wembanyama, who has a 9'7" standing reach. So this man is freakish. He's got freakish measurables. He's extremely long, just very impressive all around. Okay, now let's take a look at his career stats. Mark Williams boasts career stats of 11.7 points, 8.4 rebounds, 1.1 blocks, 0.7 steals, 62.6% from the field, and 73% from the free throw line in just 22.5 minutes a game. This season, he's having a career year, 16 points, nearly 10 rebounds a game, 2.5 assists, which is actually pretty impressive, 1.2 blocks, 0.7 steals on 59.7% from the field in only 25 minutes a game. So the thing that impresses me the most about Mark Williams is the fact that he's a really good rebounder. If you look at his career averages, 9.8 rebounds in just 25 minutes a game is very, very impressive. 9.7 rebounds the year before that in just 26 minutes a game. So the one thing that you can count on Mark Williams for is his ability to crash the glass. He's going to go after it. He knows how to get loose balls. He's going to fight for it down low. And his massive 7'6" wingspan, his massive 9'9" standing reach really help him gobble up those boards. And if you look at his offensive rebound numbers, 3.4 offensive rebounds this year, 4 offensive rebounds last year. Those are insane offensive rebounding numbers. To put those numbers into perspective, Anthony Davis has a career 2.7 offensive rebounding per game average, and Mark Williams this year is averaging 3.4 offensive rebounds. Last year, it was only 19 games, but 4 offensive rebounds. So this dude knows how to clean up for his teammates. He has tremendous putback potential. He really knows how to fight for it in a scrum. And so on a team that has had so much trouble finishing up possessions because they couldn't get a loose ball or get the rebound, Mark Williams will definitely help in that respect. So the biggest thing I want to focus on with Mark Williams stats wise is just his tremendous rebounding potential. The other thing I want to point out is the fact that he's a pretty decent free throw shooter. 73% career free throw shooter, career high 77.6% from the line this season. He's got a very fluid shooting stroke for a big man. And so they can't hack a Shaq Mark Williams at the very least. I think when we're talking about some of Mark Williams' weaknesses, I would actually say that one of his biggest weaknesses is the fact that he's not an elite rim protector. For someone as big, explosive, and lanky as he is, his blocks per game averages are actually pretty paltry. He only averages 1.1 blocks a game in his career. He's only averaging 1.2 blocks per game this season. I'm not exactly sure why he's not able to rack up the blocks given his 9'9" standing reach and just how explosive and athletic he is. So I've heard from guys like Sam Vecini who have watched his tape that defensively he's kind of all over the place. He doesn't profile to be a defensive anchor for your team, although I would say if he has other defenders around him, other active defenders around him, then that sort of helps magnify what he can do as a rebounder and just as a big body, a big physical body. So what's funny is Mark Williams probably would have been elite next to a guy like Anthony Davis. So unfortunately for the Lakers, they're going to be counting on Mark Williams to be their pillar on the defensive end in the paint. And I'm not sure he's at that level yet, especially when it comes to rim protection. Again, only 1.1 blocks per game. And even if you extrapolate that out to his per 36 numbers, he's still not averaging 2 blocks a game. So I think that's something he's going to have to work on, but he's still young. And again, if you flank him with guys like Jared Vanderbilt, Dorian Finney-Smith, and even LeBron James, I think that will help bring out the best in him defensively. Having said that, I do think Mark Williams is a really good weak side shot blocker. You can see it in his tape that he comes out of nowhere and skies for these volleyball spikes. And so while he's not an elite overall shot blocker, he does do certain things well when it comes to helping out his teammates coming in from the weak side. But yeah, looking beyond the stats, I would just say that Mark Williams' biggest strengths are the fact that he has a great motor. He's a really ferocious finisher at the rim. He's super powerful and forceful, and he's always looking to tear the rim down. He is a menace in that respect. He is just built like a rock, so you know he'll eat up space in the paint and move bodies around. He kind of fits the bill of being this physical enforcer, this bulky big that the Lakers needed, but at the same time, he is also super athletic and super explosive. He is a lob threat, even with that bulky frame of his. And so that's what I really like about Mark Williams. He's physical, athletic clay that the Lakers can really work with. But yeah, if I were to talk about his concerns, it would mainly be his health. Again, 46 games is his healthiest season, his rim protection numbers, and the fact that, judging by the tape, he doesn't seem to be as locked down a paint defender as you would want, although he grades out in other defensive statistics well as a big man. He's just not a good, he just has a bad rim protection rate. I just wouldn't call him the best defensive anchor. And he's a little bit flat-footed and stationary at times. If you guys remember Anthony Davis's last full game with the Lakers, Anthony Davis was able to easily drop 42 points and 23 rebounds on Mark Williams. So I do think he still has room to improve on the defensive end. But I think, again, having defensive-oriented guys like DFS and Jared Vanderbilt flanking him should help. All right, before I leave you guys, let's just quickly take a look at some of Mark Williams' best games so that we can ooh and ah at them together. So yeah, this season, Mark Williams has had games that include 38 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Okay, Mark Williams. I see you playmaking as the short roll man. Actually, I haven't actually watched tape of this game, so I'm not sure if he was doing a good job as the short roll man, but 5 assists is impressive. 14 of 18 from the field. Geez, 78%. Okay, check this out. 38 points, but he hit 10 of 13 from the free throw line. He had an 80.1 true shooting percentage. That is a ridiculous offensive game. So give it up to Mark Williams. His next best game this season, 31 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 12 of 14 from the field. Crazy efficiency at the rim. Next best game, 24 points, 16 rebounds, 9 of 12 from the field. Again, crazy efficiency, 23 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 of 12 from the field, 9 of 10 from the stripe. This dude can really shoot the rock at the free throw line, so that's something we don't have to worry about with him. And then 20 and 15, 20 and 12, 19 and 19. I like seeing that. So yeah, Mark Williams, this is the type of center that we just got. He's young, he's explosive, he's built like a rock, he's physical. Luka can just throw it up anywhere near the rim, and Mark Williams will be able to catch it because of that insane 7'6" pterodactyl wingspan and that ridiculous 9'9" standing reach. All right, with that said, I have rambled long enough. I like the deal. I do think the price was a little bit steep and a little bit rich. I am concerned about the defense and the fact that he is not even a Robert Williams, Walker Kessler caliber type defender in the paint. But if you just watch his tape and see that explosiveness, see that length, there's a lot of physical clay to work with Mark Williams. And so I'm very happy Rob Pelinka took this risk. I'm at the very least super intrigued at what the future looks like. And, let's say Mark Williams doesn't exactly pan out. This is a guy that you can also flip down the line as well because he is still on a rookie scale contract. And this is how you build out a roster with Luka Doncic, who's a max player, and LeBron James. And so this was a worthy swing by Rob Pelinka and hell of a creative move. And he just keeps outdoing himself this trade deadline. And I'm very curious to see how he closes things out tomorrow once we hit noon Pacific time, the closing bell of the 2025 NBA trade deadline, one of the craziest trade deadlines in NBA history, the craziest NBA trade deadline in NBA history. All right, with that said, I need some sleep. I will catch you guys next time. please subscribe to this channel. And yeah, this has been Jonathan Hernandez of the Lakers Legacy Podcast, and see you later. Peace.